How you doing, everybody? Jonathan here, and in this video I'm going to address a question I get fairly often, and that is, what should I name my business? What goes into making a good business name? How should I choose my business name? Whatever the case may be. And I think you guys are spending a little bit too much energy on this. I will first explain to you how this happened organically for my business. Now, as you may or may not know, I still have a boot camp. I still train daily, and my boot camp is called BFF Boot Camp. I started off in a park called Brookdale Park, and since I wanted to draw people from that park, I called my boot camp Brookdale Boot Camp. Came to find when I spoke to people in the park, they were intimidated by the word boot camp. They had all these conceptions, or misconceptions rather, about what a boot camp entails. So to put a spin on it, I decided to call it Brookdale Fun and Fitness. I've rebranded, I changed my shirts from red to blue and my lettering from black to white. So I called it Brookdale Fun and Fitness, and I operated under that name for a while, even after leaving Brookdale Park. So I came to a point where I decided that I wanted to own the name Brookdale Fun and Fitness. Except my intellectual property lawyer let me know through a search that Brookdale was owned by some hotel company that had a fitness arm in, I think, like Atlanta or something like that. So Brookdale was out. However, I asked him if BFF was available, and I own the name BFF. So the funny thing is, I've been using the name BFF Bootcamp for the last 4 years, and I have clients that have been training me for a very long time, and then like 6 months down the line or a year down the line, a random client will ask me, "Hey Jonathan, what does BFF stand for?" And mind you, this client has already bought the shirt, they already bought the pants, and they're saying, you know, BFF Bootcamp to all their friends, you should try this bootcamp out. And the takeaway that you should get from that is that your name doesn't really matter. Okay? It's the experience that you bring, all right? So, I'm going to take that back. I'm not going to say your name doesn't matter, but I'm going to say you're putting too much effort into your name. Like, I friend everybody that asks me for a friendship on Facebook, and I see all kinds of names. Long, short, complicated, not so complicated. And the best thing to make an effective name is its simplicity or its meaning, all right? Let's start off with simplicity. Alliteration works well, as you want a name that's going to stick in somebody's mind. So, if you had a personal training business, I think it'd be a great idea if your name started with the letter P, you know, Paul's Personal Training, Pauline's Personal Training, Paulette's Personal Training, whatever the case may be. That has a nice ring to it. It's easy to remember. If you had a boot camp, perhaps, then you may want to call it, you know, something that starts with the letter B. If your name starts with the letter B, use your first name. Barry's Boot Camp, Bobby's Boot Camp, Billy's Boot Camp, Brenda's Boot Camp. You see, these are easy to remember. BFF Boot Camp. It's the alliteration. Alliteration is when multiple words start off with the same consonant or vowel in a row. So it just has a nice ring to it, and it's easy to remember. I think you guys go way off, you know, on a tangent, trying to come up with a perfect name, and it has to be simple and short first. So, as an example, I went through some of the more popular brands in the United States and how they got their name. Nike got their name from the Greek goddess of victory. Adidas did not start off as an acronym. That came later. All Day I Dream About Sports? No. A guy named Addy Dassler essentially used his nickname. Addy was short for his full first name, and Dassler, he put it together and made Adidas. Google, it was a search engine where you can find anything. So they just took a number that was so large. Google is actually 10 raised to the 100, a number that is, you know, used so impractically that, you know, it would never be used in practical mathematic situations. But it's such a large number. Oh, okay, our search engine is so large, let's use Google. Apple, I bet if you started a computer company, you might want to call it TechWizZip Corp, you know, some kind of crazy name. You know how Steve Jobs came with the name Apple? First of all, you know, he was on some kind of a fruit diet. He just came from like an apple farm, and he thought, I want something that's going to make my, you know, that's going to be simple, easy to understand, and not intimidating. So since apples, it's kind of like what I did. I'm kind of a genius. All right, no, since Apple was, since computers were confusing to a lot of people, let's put Apple behind it, all right? Oh, Apple. It's Apple computer. It's as simple as computers can be, all right? So boot camp had this hard, intimidating, yelling conception or misconception about it. So let's put something soft behind it. BFF, boot camp. All right, so you don't necessarily have to try so hard when it comes to business names. Either put your name behind it, or if you have what's it called, an idea behind what explains, you know, what your experience is going to be, because you come to BFF boot camp, everybody knows everybody. You know, I'm super friendly. You know, I kind of like break down all the misconceptions and ideals that people walk in about what boot camp should be. So if you're hardcore and that's what you want to sell, give it a hardcore name, but that's who you're going to draw. But you know, if you want to use your name, that's fine. Eventually, you're going to go through different changes with your name anyway. So don't spend so much time on coming up with a name. Try to find something simple, something short, something memorable, and if not, use alliteration. You know, Wendy's workout, Willie's workout. You know, so if it's whether it's personal training or whether it's a boot camp, if your name starts with a different letter, find, you know, a synonym for workout or fitness, or something like Frank's Fitness, Francine's Fitness. Find a name for a synonym for fitness or something dealing with exercise that has the same first letter as your first name, and it'll be so much easier for you to sell, so much easier for people to remember, and I think it'll take all of the guesswork out of it. So take it easy on yourself when it comes to a business name. There are many other things to worry about, which which I have tons of video on. So I hope you found this video helpful. It wasn't that long, but obviously if you found this helpful, like this on Facebook, like this on Twitter, like this on Google+, like this on YouTube. Share this wherever you can so you can help me get the word out. If you just happen to stumble upon this video, subscribe to this channel, as this channel is dedicated toward helping you guys become very successful in the fitness industry. So, add me as a friend on Facebook, follow me on Twitter. If you have any questions, comment below, or send me a personal message through Facebook, send me a direct message through Twitter, as you know, 90% of these videos are responses to questions that I get often. I just give it back to you in an organized fashion with all my experience wrapped around it. So as long as you keep the questions coming, I'll keep the answers coming, and I'll do my best to help you. So remember to eat healthy, hydrate, drive safe. Stress levels low, get rest, don't stop anybody. Love your clients, they will love you back. I will see you all tomorrow or the next day, and you have a good one.